Hello, you beautiful gods and goddesses. This is Tawanda Van, Celestial Earth Goddess, and today I'm going to talk about everybody's subject to scrutiny. Okay, what inspired me to do the video today is I was looking at some of this hangout with that Angel Ramirez Jordan set up on his channel. Everybody Hates Angel, and it was Zaza, Cynthia G, Sarnetta, Boyce Watkins, Akua, and a guy named Garfield. Now, I'm not familiar with Akua and Garfield, but I'm pretty much familiar with everybody else. And these are what you would say people that are a part of the conscious, pro-black, spiritual community. Now, we were talking about the issues that black men and black women have with each other, the problems and the solutions. Of course, in any conversation that deals with issues, there's going to be some heated exchanges between people. That's a given. But sometimes I feel like we don't expect that, which makes absolutely no sense, because that's just a part of human nature. Which brings me to my point of this video. Okay, we have people from the conscious and the spiritual community that be at odds a lot, when they don't even realize those two communities are very intertwined, and that even though we are the gods of the earth, because we are the gods of the earth, part of our godliness is our humanity. And being conscious does not make you righteous, nor does being spiritual make you righteous either, because there are good and bad spirits. I mean, look at any pantheon and you'll see gods and goddesses behaving good and badly, or somewhere in the middle, so you have the people on the panel, some of them were very different in their ideologies and just their demeanor and mindset. Like, for instance, Cynthia G is very left-brained, and she has left brain is very masculine energy. She deals with realism. She's very grounded. What else? Oh, analytical. And she doesn't really, well, at least she thinks she doesn't bring emotions into it, but everybody brings emotions into anything, no matter what they're doing. If you're passionate about something, that's attached to an emotion. You can't be passionate and extremely logical. Then you have Zaza, who's more of a right brain. She feels like she's balanced, but I would say she's in a way more right-brained, which, that's the emotions, intuition. Most people who do God, who think in a God-conscious kind of way are very right brain, which is feminine energy. Left brain, masculine energy. Right brain, feminine energy. Then you have some people that are grounded, somewhere in the middle. They're neither or. And there was another young lady on there named Akua. I think she was a little more right brain, but I don't know if she was as right brain as Zaza, or maybe she was more right brain than Zaza. Either way. And then you have Boyce Watkins, Garfield, and Sarnetta. They brought their deals into it. Now, I would say maybe Cynthia, compared to everybody else, was more left brain, even than the men, because that's just how she rolls. That's how she thinks. And that's just how some people are in the conscious, well, just in humanity in general. But in the conscious community, you'll have very left-brain people, very right-brain people. You have the middle way type people. Like, I would say young Pharaoh, for instance, is very middle way kind of guy. He doesn't go too far to the left or too far to the right. He knows how to connect spirit and logic together, or emotions and logic together. And so it's kind of interesting when you see people interact. And those of us that think we're very spiritual, sometimes we think that means I feel like sometimes we think that makes us better than everybody else, when it don't. Just like being conscious don't make you any better than anybody else. And people don't realize spiritual people can get real slick with their shit too. Because when I was looking at the panel, it was some slick shit going on, even from the person who said they were balanced and spiritual. And it was just crazy. And of course, I'm giving my piece all throughout the chat. Don't know who saw it or did see, or didn't see it. But my thing is this. I noticed that there seems to be this discord between what's supposedly the conscious community and what's supposedly the spiritual community. The conscious community, they involve everything: education, entertainment, spirituality. So does the spiritual community. But somehow, some people from the spiritual community talk a lot of shit about people from the conscious community as if they're better than the conscious community. And it's like, the very thing you're accusing the conscious community of, you're doing right now. So what makes you better? Nothing. And then sometimes I feel like some people are so in their higher self and they're so spiritual till they don't know how to put their feet on the ground. And then there are some people that are so fucking grounded till they don't know how to expand their mind and think of the possibilities. All of those things are important. And you could tell by the solutions and how people talked about the problems and on the panel how they thought, if they were more right brain or more left brain. And it was just interesting. And it's like, all of y'all make good points. Nobody is completely right. Nobody's completely wrong. But some people don't want to respect other people's opinions, and that's not how shit works. You can't be balanced. You can't claim to be balanced and then you go completely too high. That's not how that shit works, because left and right brain energy is necessary to navigate this world. And we're here to experience it. And some spiritual people, I find it interesting. It's almost as if that if they are dismissive of the shit that's going on. And that's not what being spiritual is about. You're not supposed to dismiss reality. Like, I don't know where you be going. Maybe you be going to different dimensions and it's a little different. But in this dimension, this is how shit is. And yes, you're supposed to bring love into it, but not to the point where, you not go fight if it's necessary. But it just made me, I just figured, what? I'm just going to do this video. I feel like I'm kind of rambling, but I think y'all get where I'm going with this shit. But yeah, I just found that funny. And of course, I gave spiels about everything in there. But because I know sometimes with me, sometimes I could be very esoteric, ethereal, spiritual, to sometimes I lose my grounding. And luckily I have a sister with a Virgo moon who helps me come back down. But I also help lift her up. I'm a Cancer. I'm a Cancer, Gemini, Aquarius. Well, I'm a Cancer Sun, Gemini moon, Aquarius rising. She's a Sagittarius sun, Virgo moon, Cancer rising. So we help each other out. We help keep each other uplifted and grounded at the same damn time. And then I have an older sister who's a Virgo. So, and that happens to be my North Node, which is what I have to work on myself. And my South Node is Pisces. I know I'm bringing this shit in here. Some of y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all gonna be like, what the fuck is she talking about? I'm gonna explain this in a video at some point. I'm gonna talk about astrology from my perspective. I ain't no expert, but I got some shit to say. And you either go agree or disagree. I really ain't talking to make you do either one. And of course, there's the comment section. You can always mention something. So that's just lovely. Okay, I'm coming right back. See, that was very right brain to me right there. But bottom line is, nobody's above scrutiny. So I don't care how spiritual you think you are. You ain't so fucking spiritual till you can't get scrutinized on your fuckery. Same thing with the conscious community. Being conscious don't make you fucking righteous. It just means that you are more aware than you were before. And people, stop being afraid to use the word conscious just because some people act crazy in the community. We have to remember, we're still human beings. For one, there's no one way to be a god. I have to point that out too, because some people are like, well, if we're such gods, we need to stop doing this and acting like that. No. I'm sorry, I don't know what type of pantheons you've been studying, but gods have personality. They're not fucking saints. A saint does no wrong. Every pantheon we done studied, I don't care if it's from an African perspective, a European perspective, an American perspective, gods behaved all kinds of ways. Gods had all kinds of personalities. You said you had some gods who were very benevolent. You had some extremely malevolent gods. You had some gods that could go either way. Even the God of Abraham in the Bible, I mean, he would get mad. He would test his people. Like, was it, who the hell? Damn, I can't remember who it was just that quick. But he tried to, hell, that might have been Abraham, but either way, he tried to test this man's faith by asking him to sacrifice his son. And this man, of course, has turmoil because that's his damn son. Why would he want to kill his son? But he was going to do it because he had faith in God. And the guy was like, hold up. You ain't got to do it. I just want to know if you have faith. If that ain't, to me, that's some sadistic shit. Maybe y'all don't think so, but he was God, and we accepted that shit. I always questioned it personally because I was like, that's fucking crazy to expect somebody to sacrifice their damn son or anybody. But hey, you know, people of the Judo-Christian Islamic faith, you know, some of them were willing to accept that even though they knew that shit didn't make no sense. They was just too scared to say something. But the bottom line is, we all in this world together. We all can learn from each other. And we shouldn't be talking slick to each other, you know, just saying silly shit because we think we're right. You know, you can't say we shouldn't say certain things to be right, and then you do the very same thing to make yourself look right. That ain't fucking right. Okay, I done talked enough. Y'all get what the hell I'm saying. All I'm going to end up doing is just constantly rambling. So this is me. Sometimes this is what I do. Sometimes I'm a little structured, sometimes I'm not. But that's how Tawanda Vance work. Okay, you beautiful gods and goddesses. Time for me to go. I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.